Hello everyone, I'm Carl from CCSabers, and today what we have here is our first original lightsaber, Darkness. So let's see what we have here. So this is a nice box. This is what you will get when you receive them. And here we have our main hilt. Also a bag of accessories here. Wrenches and screwdriver, a red thumb screw, which you can replace the silver one or the gold one here. Also some other screws, like the retention screws for the blade is also in this bag. And the screw used for fix the chassis is also in this bag. Let's get rid of this thing. And here you have the main hilt. So the length is about 270. The width is 35 in millimeter. So the height is about 45. And the weight of this hilt is 520 when it's empty, and when it's fully loaded, it's 575 grams. And that's when it's being stored. Not a very fancy hilt, but it's simple but well designed. It has nice buttons here, spring loaded, clicky, and loud sound. You can see the sound vent at the bottom of the pommel, and also good materials. It feels weighted and good quality in hand. And that's pretty much about it. And the second part, let's go through the chassis. So for the chassis, you need to buy it separately, which is also available on our online store. You can also choose the installed one, so we will install this chassis for you and ship the hilt and chassis together. So this is the chassis of the hilt, and here we have everything you need. Screws, battery tabs, speakers, kill switch. If you buy the chassis kit, this thing and this thing, speaker and the profit board is not in it. You need to buy them separately, but these stuffs are all included. Okay, so the chassis. You need a neopixel connector, which is included in the DIY chassis kit. When you first get it, you need to use a file to sand the edge a little bit in order to make it fit into the holder, but not too much, since you can use the friction to make it tight sit in the holder. And battery tabs here and there. Obviously you need wires. Well, and do this before you put the speaker and the speaker cover in, since you need to let the negative wire go through the channel of the chassis in order to access the profit board. So if you close the speaker cover first, and you cannot access the two little terminals here. So speaker, I'm just putting everything on this chassis, so you definitely need some other orders in order to make this work, okay? I'm not doing the soldering here, take too much time. speaker here, 24mm bass speaker. It's a cover. Make sure the holes are aligned like this. And you have little screws here, shorter one. Screw it. Sorry, not screw it. Tighten it. I'm not doing this here. It may take some time. And you have the kill switch, which is the on-off switch. You will get a shorter one than this in order to fit into the hilt. This is 5mm knob. You will get a 3.5mm knob. It fits here, so insert it into the chest all the way down. And let's go the switch PCB first. So this is a switch PCB, and it will comes with two 4x4 tactile switches, and you need to solder it onto the PCB and then put it onto the chassis. So yeah, do that yourself, no one can help you. And you need to practice soldering every day. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, no one can save you. But here, I have one soldered. Take a shorter screw, tighten it right here. Here we go. Okay, so last part. Actually, not the last part. Let's put the profit board first. You need to send the edge of the profit board if it cannot fit into the holder on the chassis. Okay. Takes a longer screw. Tighten it. Makes a soundboard cover fixed on the chassis. Okay. The last part. It's a optional step, but I will put these accessories into the DIY kit anyways. So do it or do it not, your choice. By doing this, you can make these two little LEDs glowing. Let us see first what it is now. So there is a slotted screwdriver here. Use this thing to lift the cover here. You can see there is a double-sided tape here. So after you replaced this PCB with the accessories I offer you, peel the double-sided tape and glue it here. Take this PCB off. So if you don't want it to glow, just leave it there. Obviously, this design is not good for the removable chassis. So, LED strip, which is attached on the chassis, little tips. Use the other side. There are soldering pads here. Use the bottom soldering pads instead of using the top. Like this. Since there is a one second, let me show you. There is a hole here, so you can let the wires go through. Okay, use the bottom soldering pads. And this one is a 3D printed, transparent little piece. You need to, I already cut the edges. You need to cut it first to make it can fit into this slot. and also probably sand a little bit, but you will not see it anyway. Put this and tighten the screw, and we're halfway down. Put the LEDs on this piece. There are two little holes here. Either the red on the top or the green on the top, your choice, since we are using a pixel strip, so no big deal here. And remember to peel the double-sided tape. I'm not doing it here, but yeah, probably it will fall off while I'm recording. Okay, so this step is done, and you can make this place glowing. Okay, let's show you how to put the chassis into the hilt and how to fix it on this hilt. You need this hex wrench, come out, and also the longer or the longest hex screw here. First thing first, unscrew this. Ta-da. So you can remove the pommel, and then we can put the chassis into the hilt. As you can see, you need to align the button or the switch to the button here, so one way. And make this screw hole aim to the bolt on the chassis. Yeah, I forgot to show you. There's a bolt on the chassis, which is already attached on the chassis. And then use this long screw here to tighten it. And remember to turn on the kill switch before this thing, before you insert the chassis into the hilt. And you know why. And then put the pommel. The last step is to tighten the screws. And here you go. Here I have installed hilt. Ta-da, another one. So this one is already installed. I will show you and give you a general idea of how it looks like. Okay, so this way in. The battery. It uses a protected 18650 battery. And the positive is on top, negative is at the bottom. See the sign here? Huge cross here. Positive, 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 okay? Put it into the hilt. In here, I will just borrow the screw here. tighten it. Oh, it's not aimed. A little bit. Here we go. And for the pommel. Another one. Okay, here we go. And this is how it looks like. Okay, so we go through the hilt and the chassis and the installed one, and what we left here is some problems you may have while you're installing your saber. So yes, let's get started. So the first problem you might encounter is that when you first get your saber, you might find two LED knobs, which is for the switch, are actually lower. It's like this. And you want it to look great. It's line up. So I will teach you here how to do that. I mean, not for every hilt, but some of the hilt may have different height. So basically, this piece here is attached by a double-sided tape. Take it off. Okay. Then you can see the two buttons here. So a lazy way is use a slotted screwdriver. You can see there's a slot here. So move this thing and move this thing. It's basically two large screw. Let me show you. You can see basically two large screw here. So tightening it or loosening it so that you can make the LED knobs on the top has the same height with the others. It's a simple fix. Yeah, just don't lose your knobs here while you taking it off. It's tiny. It's hard to find once you lose it. Okay, the second one. If you find the shawl here is a little loose, this one, the top one, is responsible for that. So tighten it. It will eliminate the issue. And then, if you find it's very hard to put the chassis into the hilt, it's like you put it here and it cannot go in anymore. There is a high possibility is that, remember those two large screws? There are two tighten on the hilt, which can block the way of the chassis going into the hilt. So basically there is a thing here and blocks the way for the chassis going to the hilt. So losing it a little bit, I mean, as long as you make this line up, this issue should be not there. And one more issue you might encounter is you will find this part, the speaker cover, is super tight put into the pommel. I mean, for this one, it's okay. And like the one I've installed, I do have that problem. So basically you need to sand this part a little bit and tighten the screw before you sand it, since it's a little easier. You can hold here and then use a sandpaper. And yes, that's it. That's several problems I have encountered. Not very big deal, or probably will not appear on most of the hilts, but if it's really unlucky you met these problems, you can try my method. If you really cannot solve it, you can email me or messenger me or use a Facebook business site to contact me. I will troubleshoot with you, and if we really can't solve the issue, I will generate a written label, let you return the hilt to me, and I will ship you a new one and make sure that the problem will not appear again. So this is pretty much about it. So this is our first original lightsaber, and I hope you will like it. It's like a 23 or 24 minutes video. I have never done such a long video before, so forgive my poor English and also probably not very professional on recording videos. After all, I hope you like it, and it will be released soon on our website. So you have two options. One is empty hilt only, and the another one is installed with the profit board NeoPixel setup. And the chassis is sold separately on our website. I will put the links in the description so you can easily find it. If you buy the MPD one and then would like to install by yourself, remember to add a chassis at the same time, and I will ship them at the same time, which is easier and also minimize the possible that UPS or USPS get lost one of your package and you need to wait another 7 days to get your hilt installed. Yes, that's pretty much about it, and it seems I've said this sentence like 3 times already. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you will like this hilt, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, I'm Carl from CCSabers, and I will see you next time.